Hi, George. How are you?
I'm good. Happy
You had your
Thanksgiving.
you had your turkey?
I had my turkey, maybe too much turkey.
Okay. I'm sure you have leftover for Shabbos.
That's true. That's for sure.
Uh,
It's
so,
funny. It's so much to pachki with.
yeah, yeah. I
Uh,
think it's a nice holiday.
it's a great holiday.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
funny. You listen to some people that are very frum and they say you can't do it, this and that. And I think to myself, you know what? The truth of the matter that it it's it's a takeoff on, I think, on the concept of sukkahs. Because sukkahs, in part, it's about
Harvest.
understanding this whole idea of gratitude, not only for yourself but for the whole
Right.
world. You know.
Ramosha has a whole tshuva on it, and he was very for it.
Mm-hmm.
So we live in the country that basically was formed on
On these
Judeo
ideas.
values,
Yes.
these ideas, and we live here under the grace of the Rosh Hashanah. And we should give them thanks. They deserve to celebrate it. Yeah. Okay, Ernie's here.
Okay, Kuf Nun Vav, 156. So we're talking about whether a cotton, can give a matana. We discussed a cotton can't sell.
Ah.
So can he give a matana? So l'tamech zavin shavich hamsha b'shisa. Let's say a cotton knows that he has something that's worth 5, he can sell it for 6. Obviously, he knows what he's doing. He knows the concept of business. So achanami desvina zvini. There we're going to say that normally a cotton, when he sells something, we say it's not a mechira. But if he sells it for a profit, it's a mechira? No, it's a rule regarding his status as a cotton. The problem the Chachamim had was children, they are attracted by coins, by money. The vini, and if you're going to say that that we said that a cotton can sell metaltalin, but not karka. If you say that when they sell if he sells his father's karka, it would be a good sale. Maybe it's because zinat the makarsh zuzi. The buyer flashed some cash. They know that children are attracted to that. Also, mazvin lekulu next to davua. He's going to end up selling all the assets of the father. That's by itself. Agabi matana. We don't have that concept by matana. Because ilav dahavle anomine, ilav yayivle. Him giving a matana, he's getting anoah. And in fact, Amar Rabbanan tehevi matnos of matana de le'evid le'umili. We want, when a person's father dies, he left over ketanim, let the cotton give matanas to people who help him, so people will come and help the cotton. Because there'll be reciprocation through Hakara Satov and through Thanksgiving that they'll give them back a gift. Connects it to today. Important halacha. Boitkin. We actually do a physical examination on a kid who's 13 years old in one day, because when we say a kid is bar mitzvah at 13 in one day, we don't know for sure that they have the simanim of an adulthood, 2 hairs in the pubic area. We assume the chazaka is that kids that are 13 have that. But for certain issues that are deraisa, they have to be checked. Lekidushin, legerishin, lechlitza lemiunin. A boy 13 and 1 day old who wants to be Makadesh, we check him. We have to see whether he's really an adult, because only an adult can give kiddushin. Same thing for get, plitza, miyun. And limkor b'nichsei aviv ad sheyeh ben esrei. We already learned yesterday that he has to be at least 20 years old to sell off his father's land. Now, the Gemara says, "Kiven debadkin ali kiddushin." Listen, you've already told me that you have to check a kid out to make sure he's an adult before he's kiddushin. Well, gerushin comes after kiddushin. The gerushin lamali. Why do you have to check? He's already been checked when he got married. Lo nitzracha el yibum. This is a unique case. This non ben tesha shon of yom echad sheba yivimto kon. You have Reuben and Shimon. Reuben and Shimon are brothers. Reuven dies without children. Shimon has to do yibum to Reuven's wife. Let's say Shimon is 9 years old and he has relations with Reuven's wife, Kana. The bia of a 9-year-old is considered halachic bia. So now it's his wife, even though there was no kiddushin. You acquire her as a wife through the bia. However, in noisen get yigda. The get can only begin once he's an adult. Well, how do you know when he's an adult? You got to check him that he has 2 hairs. Now, we said you need a bedika l'chalitza. That if Shimon does not want to be miyabem, Reuven's wife, he gives her chalitza. They're also, you need to check to make sure they're an adult. Lafukim Rabbi Yossi, the Omar Ish Kosva Parsha. Ish, yes, has to be an adult. Aval Isha ben Gdol ben Ktana. Even a Ketana can receive chalitza. Kamashman, the Makshinon, Ish Ish. Shalok Rav Yossi. We don't pass like Rav Yossi because we hold like Shmuel that we compare a man and a woman, just like a man has to be an adult, a woman has to be an adult as well.
Sorry, where are we holding? Sorry.
Mufnun Vav, 156, like halfway down, a little bit more halfway down. Then we said Lemi'unin. If you have a father died, and there's a 9-year-old girl or 8-year-old girl, and the brothers or the mother marry her off to somebody. Now, Minat Torah, it's not Kiddushin fully. If a father marries off a Ketana, the Kiddushin is Chal Midoraisa, and you need a get. But if a mother or brothers married her off, then before she's 12 years old, all she has to say is miyun. I don't want to stay married. And she gets out of the marriage. So we said that to do miyun, she also has to be an adult. La'afukim Rav Yehuda. Sha'omar ad sheyir b'shachar alavan. You need to be older, 12 and a half. She has time to be mine even 6 months later. Kamashman Shalok Rav Yehuda, that we hold that you have only until 12 and 1 day. Then we said Velim Kor Benichsei Avivat Sheyeh Ben Esrim. The statement that you have to wait until he's 20 years old for his son to sell off property of his father. Lafukim Imanda Omar Ben Shmona Esrei. There was a mandoma that said all he has to be is 18. So we pass him 20. Ve'il chasa, toch shmana kilifnei zman. If you have to complete the 20th year. If you're within the 20th year, it's not good enough. Ve'il chasa Gidel bar Menashe. That he held that if a child who's already above 13 can sell karka if he understands business. Ve'ilchas kamar zutra. Whoever is not kosher to sell land cannot give testimony. Ve'ilchas kamemar. that you can give a gift. You can't sell land before you're 20, but you can give it away. These statements that we said that boykin, lekidushin, legerishin, lechalitz, lemiyunin, the halacha is like this. Mishnah. Hamachalek nechasav al piv. A person is giving away his assets. Rabbi Elazar Amar echad bari ve'echad mesukin, whether he's a healthy person or he's dying, it's the same din. The chosim sheyesh l'nachrayis, land, niknin b'kesef shtar b'chazaka, are acquired with money, shtar, and an act of chazaka. Assets shein l'nachrayis, like metaltalin, a niknin elam mishicha. You have to do mishicha. Amrullah. Ma'isa be'iman shel bnei roichel. There was the mother of a peddler, or Roichel was his name. Shaisa choyle, she was sick. Va'amra, tunu kibinasi. This is some kind of, like a hat, a colored hat. Lebiti. Vihi b'shnei masar mana. It's worth 12 mana. Umesa. She died. V'kimus tvareh. Even without a kinyan. We said earlier in the Mishnah, you need a kinyan. Omer lahen, b'nei roichel, tikarev imam. B'nei roichel, tikbrein imam. They cursed her. They're Rishoyim. You can't follow their din. Really, you need a king. Tanya. Omer Rabbi Eliezer l'chacham. Ma'isa b'Meroni echad. There was somebody from Meron. Shahayab Yerushalayim. He was in Jerusalem. Ma'ilo metaltal harbe. He had a lot of things to give away. Metaltal. Ubikesh litnei b'matana. Wanted to give as a gift to many people. He didn't know how to be makna to them. They were all far away. They couldn't do Mashiach. Amrulo. They said to him, Elem takana ad sheyikna al gav karka. It has to be an agav kinyan. We learned before that you can acquire metatfilin along with karka. What did he do? Halach v'lokach beisela echad samach l'shlag. He bought a certain rocky piece of land that was not expensive. The Omar. Tzvona leploni. The northern part of this piece of property I'm giving to Ruvain. You know what? V'imo me'at sonu me'achavios. Along with the land, I'm giving him 100 sheep and 100 barrels of wine. Dromo leploni. I'm giving away the southern part of the property to Shimon. V'imo me'at sonu me'achavios. And with the land, 100 sheep and 100 barrels. Umeis. V'kimu chacham es dvarav. Even though, so you see a matna shchivmara, and mira is enough. You don't have to do a kinyan. Armelo misham rayo. Meroni boriaya. He was not a shchivmara. He was a healthy person. That's why they said that it's not niknet ba'amira bilvat. But a shchivmara, if he was a shchivmara, it would have worked without a kinyan. When they tried to give the story of the Bnei Rochel, they said, you can't learn from them. They're Rishoy. My time of Kaloyatlu, why did they curse this family? They didn't get rid of the thorns that were in their vineyard. Rabbi Eliezer Omer Kodesh. It's Klaya Kerem. Thorns in a kerem, aser the kerem. Only something that you would keep in the vineyard, not pluck out. These are weeds. If people are makayim, then it's klai kerem. Now, bishlam, karkom, sesame that's growing in a vineyard, chazi, it's people use it for spices. So it'll aser the vineyard as klaya kerem. Thorns. What's the use of that? My timer, Rabbi Eliezer shekain ba'aravi makayim koitzim besodos l'gemaleya. they would use it, I guess, for food, camel food. So there is a purpose for it. Normally on Shabbos, you're not allowed to do a kinyan. But to complete a Shchiv Mara's gift, we have to do a kinyan. You can do the kinyan even on Shabbos. It's not because we're worried about the din of Rabbi Eliezer, who said that a matna Shchiv Mara, it's not enough with Amira Bavad, you need a kinyan. It's Elashema Titar Taitolav. He might become depressed. He might have psychological illness and kill himself if they won't do what he's asked to do. So even without a kinyan, they can follow his order. Rabbi Eliezer Omer b'Shabbos, Dvar of Kayomi. When a Shchiv Mara is giving away things, and he does it b'Amira without a kinyan, because if you don't do it, he's going to get very upset. This works on Shabbos. They can't write a star, and we're concerned about Tirut Das. Avalo b'chol, but b'chol we have to write it. We have to make a kinyan. Rabbi Yeshua Omer b'Shabbos Amru, Kavachomer b'chol, and certainly during the weekday. Keyotzabo, Zachin l'Katan. You can be zoicha for a cotton. The ain zachin l'gadol. A gadol can be zoicha for himself. You don't have the right to be zoicha for somebody else. Rabbi Eliezer, Rabbi Yeshua l'Katan Amru Kavachomer l'Gadol. Zachin l'Adam shelo b'fanav. You can be zoicha for another adult. Masnisa mani Rabbi Yudi. The Tanya Rabbi Meir Oimer. Rabbi Eliezer Oimer. Shchiv Mara that's giving away assets by statement alone, without a kinyan, b'chol dvarv kayomi. There's potential to write. Avalo b'Shabbos. Because on Shabbos you can't write. Okay, stop here. So tomorrow we can learn at 3:00. Maybe
it's
right?
good.
3:00. I think it'll be better, right?
Yeah. Tomorrow is better.
3:00.
Okay, shkoyach.
Go ahead, everybody.
Thank you.
Go, good night.
Good Shabbos, everybody.
Good Shabbos. Good Shabbos.